Good afternoon, everybody. We are back with a very interesting episode called the London Marathon Runners Roundtable. And this is in lieu of the 44th edition of the London Marathon that just concluded a couple of weeks ago. Some numbers from that marathon before we actually get into this conversation. Uh, Basically, there were 5,78,374 applicants for last year's public ballot. And the total number of runners who completed the London Marathon, the 44th edition, are about 53,000. This year, just a couple of days ago, the ballot closed again for the 2025 edition. And believe it or not, they've smashed the world record again. They received a record 8,40,318 applications. I'll repeat that number: 8,40,318 applications. Now, there are 17,000 ballot spaces up for grabs. So, by all accounts, this London Marathon, the 45th edition, is going to smash all the records that the 44th set. More interestingly, there were about 43% women applicants in the last edition, and that has gone up to an impressive 49% in this edition. And according to the race director, Hugh Brasher, this is a huge step in the direction of gender parity. I mean, London Marathon is a trailblazer in that area. Speaking of women, Paris Jepchirchir, the Olympic champion, she set the women's only world record with a timing of 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 16 seconds. And our man, Kenenisa Bekele, he set a new 40 plus world masters record with a timing of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 15 seconds. This is at the age of 42 or 43. It remains to be seen whether this is good enough to get him into the Ethiopian Olympic team or not. So, continuing with these impressive numbers, or inspired by these three, with these impressive numbers, we have three inspiring women, three women who come from very, very diverse and interesting backgrounds with us this afternoon. We have Geetanjali, Tamali, and Vandana, aka Vandy, with us, who ran the 44th edition of the TCS London Marathon, here to share their experiences with us. So we hope that this conversation is going to inspire a lot of you out there, those who have applied for the ballot in 2025 or who plan to run the London Marathon any which way in 2025. A brief introduction is in order before we get in. Geetanjali, well, she doesn't really need an introduction. Those who are in the know of the Indian amateur running community would know her very well. She's a 2 times Comrades Marathon finisher, and her fastest time was one of 8 hours and 52 minutes back in 2022. And this earned her the prestigious Bill Rowan Medal, right? Because she emerged as the fastest Indian female completing that race. She is a marathon runner and an ultra runner. I would run out of fingers in counting the number of races that she has run. But just for perspective, she's run about 18 full marathons and 12 half marathons. Add a few more from the time this was written, actually. She's also done the 12-hour Mumbai Stadium run and clocked about 103 kilometers within those 12 hours. Her running achievements notwithstanding, she's also leveraged her expertise in gaining an ACSM certificate towards becoming a fully qualified coach. She currently serves as the head of Skechers Go Run Club India, the Thane chapter, and she's also established her own marathon training institute called the Speedies, where she trains all sorts of aspiring athletes. It's a privilege to have you in the show, Geetanjali. Welcome.
Thank you, Kartik.
Which brings us to the next person who, again, definitely does not need an introduction: Vandana Arora, aka Vandy. She just completed her 6-star medal in London. And, well, she's a working professional, a mother, a daughter, most importantly, an athlete by heart. She wears different hats at every hour of the day. Her journey started with New York, but then I think what a lot of us would remember is that Bangalore Marathon back during COVID when she qualified for the Boston Marathon. And ever since, there's been no looking back. She's been the fastest Indian woman in Boston 2023, Chicago 2024, Chicago 2023, and London 2024. So welcome, Bandy. You have actually, joined a select club of six-star marathon finishers. I think just about 42 or 43 of them.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. It's privileged again to be part of Geeks on Feet. Happy to be here with you all.
Always a pleasure to have you on the show. Yeah. Which brings us to the third person, basically, in this, trio, if we can call it. The birthday girl. Happy birthday, Tamali. We know it's your birthday today. So our wishes go out to you. And Tamali has a very interesting background. She hails from a business family. An early interest, or rather, an early entry into the business due to the untimely demise of her father meant that there wasn't much time for pastimes or activities like fitness. And that only gets exacerbated by the fact that obesity runs in her family. So, somewhere, she realized this and started running to get into fitness basically. In spite of that, she also was, no stranger to putting on weight, which kind of took her to the gym. And from the gym, some friends asked her, why not join us for a 5 kilometer run? And from there, the love affair with running started, particularly more so during the lockdown period. There's been quite a few changes after that. She moved from Kolkata to Mumbai, and it is in Mumbai basically that, she really had her love hate relationship with running, if I can say that. She picked up injuries, got the idea of structured training, and, in the process finished two comrades back to back, 22 and 23, 2022 and 2023, and finally has now landed up, uh, getting into the full-time tutelage of a coach and running her first world marathon major. So welcome, Tamali.
Thank you, Kartik.
Okay, so let's get started in that case. Okay, the first question to you, Geetanjali, of course. Um, how long have you been running? And what was the turning point for you to graduate to a world marathon major?
I have been running since past 7 years.
Hmm.
I have finished both the comrade in 2019 and 2022.
Okay,
And 2022 achieved my dream medal, that Bill Rubin medal, and also a sub 9 finish. After that, I was confident. So I discussed with coach, and I think it's the right time to start my world major journey and ticking off one by one, which is in my bucket list.
okay. And how many have you done so far?
London is my third one. First, I
Okay.
did Boston, then Berlin, and this is
Mhm.
the third.
Okay, perfect. Uh, Vandy, we don't need to ask you what was the reason for signing up for London, but I mean, how does it feel to actually finish your 6 star journey at London? Would you have had it any different?
Happy that I'm just, the count, you can count in numbers, the number of 6 stars finishers. And I'm happy that I did it in pretty respectable time.
Mhm.
In other, yeah, so my journey started quite well. I'd like to say that. I did not even know the M of running marathon. I used to run only like 20 kilometers, the maximum distance I would have covered. And yeah, people were saying that only New York is open as a
Mhm.
ballot, apply it. So I just applied it. And
Mhm.
for my utter surprise, my name came in the ballot. And have you seen the movie Brittany Runs a Marathon? The plump girl. So it's a movie about a plump girl signs up for the marathon. So
Okay.
please imagine me like that. That how I ran New York Marathon. I finished it in 4 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, that was my first marathon and the first longest distance I have ever run.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Quite interesting. Yeah, we'll come back to that. So, which brings me to you, Tamali. These two are seasoned runners. Not that you're not one, basically, but at least as far as the WMM goes, it's a very new experience for you. So, what prompted you to sign up for the London Marathon?
Actually, my coach, asked sir, he told me that you can try one or two, because I have in my business I have too much of workload. So he
Mhm.
said just try one. So I am not focusing on completing the entire WM. I am trying to be fit so that it will come gradually if it comes, because it's just the starting. And seeing my age, the fitness comes first. If I am fit, I will allocate some time for take participating in others also. Other five is there, so that I am looking forward to.
Nice, nice. So three.
Main is fitness. I have to be fit. Then
Okay.
it will come gradually.
Lovely. So three different women, three different goals, three different, three different sets of aspirations, which leads us to the goals, right? So all three of you, I must tell it for the benefit of our audience, have a common coach, Ashok Nath, right? So let's talk about the goals vis-a-vis the London Marathon, right? So we'll go the other way around this time. So Tamali, given what you just said about fitness, your goal being more about fitness, what was the goal that
Yes.
your coach set for you for London Marathon? When you set out for London, what was the goal for you?
So he told me to complete by 3 hour 45 minutes, but I could not achieve that. I could
Okay.
do at 3 hour 48 minute.
Okay.
Still then, okay, that was my first, and it was really cold, and I have
Right.
never ran at that time of the day. I am always
Right.
a early morning runner. I finish all my runs before the sunrise.
Right. Right.
And Ash told me categorically try to run in the daytime also, because the majors are takes place like after 9 o'clock and all. So maybe I'll get better. Maybe
You
I'm
sh-
like hoping.
you certainly will, and we'll dwell into those aspects of the training as well. You brought out a couple of good points that we're going to dwell deeper into
Yes.
as we get into this conversation. So, Vandy, what was the goal that your coach set for you?
Oh, we revisited the goals couple of times
Mm-hmm.
after running Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal, I took complete 2 months of off season because the
Okay.
target for Tokyo was 315 and London was 310. I'm not even close to that. Yeah, and but then I hit injury in the beginning of the training phase as I started. Yeah, as I started training for the marathons, and that was a couple of turning point, like you go emotionally and physically in pain that you are not able to run, because I was not doing the speed workout. I was completely told to stop the speed workouts, no increasing the stride length, and it's an acute tendinopathy which took
Mm-hmm.
time to heal. Yeah, so then we revisited the times couple of times, like after running Tokyo. Then I went through the coach again, and then he was lenient. He gave me the time of 319 to do it in
Mm-hmm.
London. Uh, and then I did it in 322, which is still not the
Okay.
time which was given to me. Yeah.
Getting there, getting there. Yep. So, Geetanjali, how about you? What was the goal that the coach gave you before London?
Uh, I don't have any specific goal during London Marathon.
Uh huh.
So after running TMM and getting my PB at that
Hmm.
3 hour 28 minutes, actually I was confident.
Okay.
Then again I ran after 2 weeks Tata Ultra, that 50
Oh, okay.
kilometer range, and I get 2 weeks rest. So London coach wants me to do a sub 330 finish,
Okay.
but I'm not able to do. It's okay, but still my main goal was to honor my training and run injury free till
Okay.
to the end with a big smile in the finish line and to earn that beautiful London medal.
So, were you able to do all that?
Yes, sir.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so let's kind of dwell a little bit more. Let's dive a little deeper into your training, right? Um, so basically, all of you have kind of done some sort of tune-up races, right? In the build-up to London. So why don't you kind of take us through your training routine, right? You could talk about the strategies, the tune-up that I mentioned, the mileage, the strategy. Let's try to visit each one of these areas, right? So Vandy, let's start with you first of all this time, right? Um, Walk us through your training in the build-up to London Marathon.
So as I said, London and Tokyo was pretty important races for me because
Hmm.
after doing good in Boston Marathon and setting up some record, my organization came forward and they said we will support you financially for the
Hmm.
next world major. So
Oh
when I
wow.
discussed this yeah, when I discussed this with coach, so he said that now you have to train harder, and he gave me quite a bit. The stakes were high. The because
Hmm.
everybody from direct from CEO to the a junior employee also watching me that what's different here, why the organization is helping you. Uh, so, but then I hit the injury. So as they say, the path to success is not always linear, and I think
Hmm. Hmm.
that's the beauty of our sport is that most of athletes go through this. So I like to spread this knowledge that how these 4 months have been, and
Hmm.
how an athlete with the injury can still do a pretty respectable timings and
Hmm.
set some records. So so here when I went to physio, even they said that we can't help you, just go to the Tokyo start line and see if you can finish the race. So that was
Hmm.
the feedback I was getting it from physios, and which was quite disheartening. And I have signed up for quite tune-up races to do it. I did not turn up for Chennai. I did not turn up for Calcutta because those were the tune-up races, and that will spoil my and it will make me injured more, and my speed workout were less. I was more concentrating on rehab. 2 weeks before Tokyo, I ran Chandigarh, which gave me
Hmm.
little confidence as a mileage wise to run a
Hmm.
marathon. Then I ran Tokyo in 3 hours 29 minutes.
Right.
After Tokyo, when I had mileage on my legs, so
Hmm.
I had a 1 month gap. I concentrated more on my recovery, more on my sleep, more on my nutrition, and I did couple of strength training with Sunil, which helped me a lot to overcome the injury. And so I'd say that injury takes time to heal, and it's still back of my mind. It was there that I'm injured when I went to London. But then I increased my collagen intake because the tendon is made up of collagen. So I increased my collagen supplement to help to support that, and then my even my timings were reduced so that like mentally I am off the pressure of performing in London. So that's the 4 months of the build up was done.
Nice. Lot of takeaways over there actually.
That's right. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. So Tamali, you ran the New Delhi Marathon, if I'm not wrong, in February. Did you run a full
Yes,
marathon over there? Did you run a
full
marathon over there?
marathon.
Okay.
Full marathon.
So, how was that as a tune-up for you? And considering that this was your debut World Marathon major, you already made a mention that most of us here in India run early so as to beat the elements, be it the traffic, be it the dust, be it the crowd, be it the weather for that matter, right? With that background and the fact that you had run Delhi, and I think I would assume you had a good tune-up at Delhi. How was
No,
your build? How? Oh, you didn't have a good build up at Delhi. Okay,
no.
fine. Not a problem.
Actually,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry. So yeah, you want to take us through your build up on how it was for London?
Uh, Basically, my build up for London was not specific.
Okay.
I was getting training for FM. So I did Mumbai Marathon, I did Kolkata Marathon, I did NDM. Then coach said, "Okay, London is just take it easy," because he knows my work schedule, and my a problem with me is I get tensed if I'm given this target, that target. Okay, targets are there, schedule is there, training is there, I become little tensed. In NDM also, I did not do well because I was little tensed, and that affected my stomach. And on that day, it was NDM. Everybody knows it's a PB course. Still, then
Mhm.
I did very badly. But in Kolkata, I did fairly well. So nothing specific for London. Only thing was their coach told me that during the day it will start running during the day, at least one session on a Sunday, and till the race starts, don't be exposed to too much of cold. Then get yourself covered,
Mhm.
and after the race starts, you don't have to be okay. You, if you're on only a tea, that's not a problem. Those are small things he told me.
Mhm.
And nutrition, all this, nothing specific for London, as far as my program is concerned for London. Yes.
And that kind of brings us back to Geetanjali. Geetanjali, you are a person who races a lot, right? I mean, across distances, across cities, across conditions, you have this tendency to race a lot, basically. So how do you kind of how does London come into such a mix? I mean, you ran a 328, which was your PB at Mumbai, and then you go and do a Tata Mumbai marathon, sorry, Tata Ultra in Lonavala, and then you have London. So how do you kind of prioritize your training for a race like London, basically?
Actually, I love to run in different places and different terrains also. But these races, there are few races which is my key race.
Okay.
Before, like for example, Tata Mumbai Marathon, I race Chennai, then in Mumbai Basai Virar, then other 2 3 races. But main aim is to do take Tata Mumbai as my key race.
Hmm.
Then I ran Tata Ultra also, but the aim was to do take keep London as the main race.
Hmm. Hmm.
So all these races, I take it as my practice run. Sometimes running with my group, own group.
Considering that all three of you run quite a few marathons in a year, tune up or otherwise, how important is strength training for each one of you in staying injury free and getting stronger as runners? Again, Vandy, we'll start with you.
So yeah, I love strength training. Actually, my love of running started. I love strength training more than running, I would say. So it is out of my love. I like to do strength train, and
Mhm.
Sunil helps me a lot with that to achieve my goals. So it's not. I do the strength training for running specific because I love that. I do it. I do 3 times in a week, eh, with the restrictions that you should not do it more than this. Otherwise, I would have gone bonkers.
So, and in your case, we can say that it has kept the injuries at bay. I mean, you've run four, well, what you've run almost three world marathon majors in the space of October to April, and we can safely say that in spite of all the injuries, strength has actually helped you to come back and run these races, basically,
Yeah,
right?
strength has helped me. That's right. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Tamali, you come from a strength background only. Your gym was your first love,
Yes.
basically, and
My first
running.
love was HIIT.
Okay, HIIT, lovely,
I,
and then
I,
running.
I love that.
Running happened on the way
Yes.
on the way. So,
Yes.
how important now that there is running, there is business, and then there is strength? Do you still find time for strength? Do you still find time for HIIT? And how has it
Yes,
helped?
coach designs the uh, training schedule in such a way that we are doing 3 times a week the strength training.
Okay,
So yes,
and
so
and
there
is it
is no,
is it a lot
so
of
you have
runner
to,
specific strength training that you do, basically?
yes, run a specific strength training.
Okay.
Previously, I used to do HIIT of my own, but
Uh-huh.
now that I have stopped because you have to follow your coach's plan. So,
Lovely,
because
lovely.
HIIT was more of it's more of cardio type, but
Right,
not much of a strength. But
right.
here, practically, we do strength training.
Okay. So you do a lot of
Yeah.
functional movement, you work a lot with
Yes.
bands and weights.
Yes. Bands, weights. Yes.
Nice, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so Geetanjali, again, the same question to you because you race the most. I mean, you race a lot. Let's not compare. You race a lot. So how do you find time for strength training with all this racing that happens?
I never miss one of my strength training, never miss strength training sessions.
Okay.
Usually, sometimes it 4 to 5 days week, sometimes it late night like 9 o'clock, yeah, 8:30, 8 o'clock. But I never miss. I do a lot of CrossFit functional,
Okay.
and that's
Nice.
all.
Interesting. Very interesting to see CrossFit becoming a regular, a tool in the strength training aspect for runners, basically. Okay,
Yeah.
that kind of now let's kind of now that we know something about your training, right? We also want to ask you. I think Tamali made a mention of that, so I'm going to ask the other two people about this. Um, how is the London, Vandy? Probably this question goes out to you first. How is the London course? And I mean, did you do any specific training for that, or in retrospect, do you feel you should have done some specific training for that?
Yeah, Kartik. So London is rolling,
Okay.
which I underestimated the course, and the later part of the race, I realized it. I was
Hmm.
going with 3:15 pacer quite a long time, and I was
Hmm.
very confident that I will hit my goal today, and
Hmm.
I will hit my PB today. And for quite a long time, I followed him,
Hmm.
but then the course is diluting, and since I have not done the training is in undiluting course, it hits in the later
Hmm.
part of the race, and that's
Hmm.
what I suffered. In fact, I was cursing myself that why didn't I train in 27 main, because it hurts later. So yes, so I will again like to say that it is not an easy course.
Oh, okay.
London is.
Contrary to belief, because a lot of what a lot of us who haven't run London have heard that it's by and large a flat course. But from what you people say, it doesn't look to be. It's a rolling kind of a course,
It's
basically. So
rolling,
better to.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's a rolling kind of a.
In fact, I was coming to you, Tamali. So, given that, at least see, Vandy probably it kind of, occurred to her midway through the race. For you, you already, you were training on a flat kind of a terrain. What kind of an adjustment did you make on race day in London to tackle the course, basically?
So, few runners who were running, like the few spectators we were like cheering, they said, only just a kilometer to go, then it's flat, it's flat. So that took me till the end. I was expecting to be flat. Okay, after a kilometer, it's flat. They were saying, after this, only a kilometer away. But really, I like later realized I should have done at least few sessions on undulating course.
Undulating
That
course.
would, yes, yes.
Interesting, interesting.
That
So,
that was a mistake.
right, right, right. In retrospect, maybe that's something that you can take it back
Yes.
as a learning, actually.
But
Which
I could only complete, the spectators where they were realizing that these people are struggling. Okay, a kilometer away, just 2 kilometers away, and you are on flat. So that took me till the end point, finishing line.
That's a very knowledgeable audience, actually, I must say. Geetanjali, you had run the Tata Ultra, right? Which I'm sure must have been on an undulating course.
Yeah.
So, did that help you in the build up to what you would encounter at London?
For London, I practiced in undulating route most of the time because Thane we don't have very less flat course.
Hmm.
So the route, our regular training route is undulating.
Hmm. Hmm.
So my problem was the London was the weather. I'm not able to sustain in the cold weather. I need more time to acclimatize. That is the
Okay.
thing. Till 34 kilometer, the 320 pacer is behind me. He crossed me at 34 kilometer.
Oh,
I was happy. I was doing quite good. Then I saw, then 36 kilometer, I feel some bleeding from my nose.
oh.
Uh, the weather is very challenging.
Okay, so for you, the course was not that much of an issue as much as the weather was,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Anyway, we're going to come down to that's probably my next question for all of you, right? Before we even get there, um, uh, in terms of the London Marathon Expo, uh, if I can ask you one thing that really impressed you about the London Marathon Expo, what would that be actually? And Tamali, we can start with you.
It's big, it's mammoth. You just see here and there so many options, so many things are available. You just like, you're lost what to buy, what not to buy, what to see, what so it's big, really. I haven't seen any expo like this.
Okay. And did you shop till you dropped?
No, I didn't shop more much. I shop for only gels.
Okay.
But yes, I almost visited all the shops.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yes.
And Vandy, how
And
about?
we three of us were there together. I think
Oh, all
so.
three, all three
We
of
were
you were there
we
together.
were there for, I think so, more than 3 4 okay, more than 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Lovely. Vandy, you want to add to that in terms of, you've seen all the expos now. So, what do you have to say about the London Marathon Expo?
It's all right. It's as good as other expos. So yeah, better than Tokyo. The Tokyo is
Uh-huh.
quite there's nothing in Tokyo Expo. What did I like is a big about counter, and
Uh-huh.
where I said, because, and maybe because my heart was, because it's my last one. So there I spent quite a time, and I won few goodies of Kipchoge signed bottle, and all those I participated in that. So which was different from other expo I did it in London.
Oh, okay. Nice. Very interesting. And what about you, Geetanjali? How did you find the expo?
The expo was quite well organized,
Uh-huh.
and the New Balance goodies and t-shirts, jackets, all are very good.
Okay. Lovely. Lovely. So,
I
okay.
like the expo.
You like the expo. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, okay. So we're going to do a quick check with all of you, right? For somebody who's probably traveling for the first time to London to run a marathon, what would you have to say in terms of what should they be ready for in terms of travel, stay, and for that matter, even let's take it one more step ahead in terms of reaching the start line of the race, right? So let's say travel, stay, and reaching the start line of the expo. In these three aspects, what would you how are your experiences, or what would you advise somebody who's going for the London Marathon? Maybe Geetanjali, let's start with you actually.
Uh, Travel, one should, it's better to choose a direct flight
Hmm.
from Mumbai to London.
Hmm.
Then Expo, their metros are very quite easy to travel.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then it's we should take more winter clothes, like it's very cold for us,
Hmm.
those who are
Hmm.
from India.
Hmm.
So
Interesting, very
it's
interesting. Nice. Vandy, you want to add to that because I think you always have a little bit of issues with these logistics, right? So you want to share your pearls of wisdom?
So yeah, Britain weather is quite challenging. It changes 5 times a day.
Ah,
So not just
five
cold,
times a
we
day.
should, yeah, not just cold, we should carry umbrella also.
Very nice. Tamali, for you, right? Given that this was your first World Marathon major, were there any significant challenges in terms of travel or reaching the start line and anything
I
of
don't
that
think
sort?
so. I don't think so. We were traveling in a group and it was smooth. I
Okay.
haven't faced any problem.
Okay, you didn't face
I
anything.
was okay. I was like advised to wear warm clothes till the race starts. That I took care. Otherwise, it was all smooth. It was all smooth.
It was all smooth. Happy to hear
Yes,
that actually.
yes, yes.
And
No complaints.
no complaints as such.
No.
Wonderful. So one thing.
Only problem is that I would like to mention,
Mhm.
like I am not like we don't take heavy breakfast in India before you start for for a marathon, because
Mhm.
it's generally at 4:30 or at max 5, and TMM is the at 5:15 they
Yeah.
are also preponing it. Last
Right.
year it was 5:30, and
Right.
this year it is 5:15. So
Correct.
generally you can say 4:30 to 5 is the start time of a FM. So we
Right.
are not used to have any heavy breakfast, something, some dates or something before the race, and the liquid before.
True that. True. A very,
That's
very
a
different kind
practical
of.
problem. Mm.
Absolutely, something that you probably should even incorporate into your training. So, which
Mhm.
okay. So, a quick round of questions to all three of you. What were your? We understand that London, each of you, the start lines are different, basically. So, which start lines did each one of you start from? So, for example, Geetanjali, where did you start from? Which chorale and start line did you start from?
Mine is yellow line, coral A.
Yellow line,
Start
chorale A. Okay,
start time is 10:05.
10:05. Okay,
Yeah.
Vandy, how about you?
Same, same. Mine was green, Coral
Uh huh.
A. Start time is
Uh huh.
10:05. Start
Okay.
time is 10. For me, weather was perfect, sunny.
Uh huh.
The wind hits later.
Uh huh.
It's a cold wind. But then the weather-wise, this time London was perfect.
Tamali, how about you? Where did you start from? What was your coral, your color and
Red,
red
red,
and coral?
and the start 3, and
Okay,
start time was 10:22.
10:22. So roughly all were quite close to each other in that sense, actually. Which kind of okay brings me to the next question, right? So we all understand London can be a little windy, but the weather was it was not bad. It was in fact from what Vandy is saying, the conditions were pretty good. But for the cold, which Gitanjali did mention, the conditions were pretty good. So again, a quick question to you before we get into the race proper. What was running through through your mind standing at that start line? So maybe Vandy, we can start with you actually.
Somehow this time I was relaxed,
Hmm.
and I know that I was observing other people, other athletes, people who come from different countries. I did my proper warm up, my strides this time, and I got the little space where even the athletes were. They blocked the space where the athletes were also doing the warm up, so I could see,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I was relaxed. I was in the race mind, and
You
just watching other athletes, it's a different experience altogether. It's nice.
interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. How about you, Tamali? What was running through your mind when you lined up over there for the start?
Specifically, I wanted to be relaxed because whenever I am tensed, I
Hmm.
just jeopardize the entire thing.
Okay.
So I was relaxed. I didn't do much of a warm up also, but luckily there was no such crowd or something at the start line. In fact, I got a bad crowd after maybe 8 or 9 kilometers,
Right.
little bit bottleneck
Mhm.
type. Otherwise,
Mhm.
it was a clear route.
It was a clear route. Okay,
It
nice.
was a clear route.
So, Gitanjali, what were the thoughts running in your mind basically at the start line of the London Marathon?
I was happy. I was quite excited. I'm running London Marathon among thousands of people. So really quite excited and happy. Not so much thinking about my race strategy, race plan.
Okay,
Just did warm up and about to start the race.
nice. Keeping it simple as always.
Yeah, yeah.
Just one more Sunday race, huh?
Yeah, yeah, onwards Sunday race.
Okay, interesting. Now let's kind of get into the details. So I'll come back to you, Tamali, before I go back to Vandy. What was your you were talking about, as you got into the race, the crowd was not much of a problem for you. How did you handle that? Okay, the crowd is taken care of. The wind and cold, I think you were okay with that. Talk us through your hydration, fueling, and pacing strategy, because when I saw your numbers, right, when I saw the at the different checkpoints, I saw how you had fared. You were more or less conservative. It's not like you went out too fast and then slowed down, or went too slow and then sped up. You kind of maintained almost an even effort throughout the course. So why don't you talk us through the experience actually? Go ahead, Tamali.
In fact, just 10 days to the London Marathon, coach told me that 0 to 5 kilometer, this will be your pace. Then 6 to 32 kilometer, this will be your pace. And after 33 till the end, this will be your pace. I was not very much convinced with that. I was just keeping silent. He said, okay, uh, run as you want. So mine is like I run my races at a same pace. Maybe that is a problem. Maybe that is a plus point. I don't know, but I
Hmm.
need to change. I'll gradually change.
All right, interesting, interesting. Yeah, because that was one thing that stood out about your pacing, right? So we were tracking all of you, and that
Yes,
was one
yes.
thing that you were pretty even in the way you paced yourself.
Even
Yeah.
every races I am like that. Even.
And how did you manage your hydration and fueling? I mean, how many gels did you have, or?
I had starting of the race, I had one gel, and
Mhm.
throughout I had more five gels. So total six gels.
So Andy, that kind of brings me to you, right? We were really following you very keenly. In fact, at one point in time, I was worried that my 3:13:13 will be in danger today. Actually, the way you were running till about the 30th kilometer, right? So I thought I'll
Say
be
that.
tricked in this race. No, no, all for good. Deepa did it in Tokyo 2 weeks back, and I thought here you go. Andy's going to do it in London, basically. But what we also observed, and this was not just in your case, right? This was also, I mean, I saw a couple of other runners that we were following, right? Samir, Subho, or even for that matter, Venkatesh. All of you, the one trend that I noticed was that after 30 kilometers, you guys kind of slowed down. And what surprises me is that you're saying that the weather was actually good. It's not like that, after 30 kilometers, the weather really dropped. I mean, the weather changed drastically. So, what happened after 30 kilometers?
My side, I was quite confident that this today I'll get the PB,
Hmm.
because I paced myself well, and 3:15 pacer. I just at one point of time I was controlling myself not to go ahead of him, because I know my training is not that far. So I
Hmm.
kept myself just in the back, and strategize myself that be behind these guys so that wind doesn't hit you. But
Hmm.
then in one point of time I stopped for the water, and
Hmm.
these guys continued, and there I took a time, then I saw the pacer. I missed the pacer, and
Hmm.
then slowly my pace started going down, and then there was also on the back that you were injured, and your
Hmm.
legs are the stride line. In fact, I cursed myself. I said swear words to myself to run. This is your last race, run. And then again I maintained the pace, quite a decent pace, but
Hmm.
with lots of cursing words.
So, were the cursing words in Punjabi or in English or in Hindi?
For a change, I think next time I should use Punjabi and Hindi. It will affect more.
It'll have a more positive impact on your mental and physical psyche, basically, when you're down, when the chips are down, huh? Okay. So,
And I missed on one gel. I did. I
ah,
think I paid the price for that. It
how
was
many
there
gels
in my.
did you have?
I had one before the race, and five during the race, and
During the
it
race?
was there in my pocket. The other one, and it is. I think I paid the price.
Hmm. Learnings, all learnings for the next big one, actually.
Let's
Right.
see.
Yeah. So, Geetanjali, you ran a 3:28, you ran a PB in Mumbai. And I mean, what was your pacing strategy at London, actually?
Actually, I was following the same strategy as I did in TMM, and I
Mm-hmm.
was good. There is no problem, nothing. I was good till 26 kilometer, and
Mm-hmm.
26 kilometer. I think I feel the weather. I don't know. I was so cold, whole body. I feel like numbness. Then pace dropped down.
Mm-hmm.
I take a break in 29 kilometer. That time it was at least 8 to 9 minutes. I wasted.
Oh,
Then
okay.
still, yeah, then I started pushing, but still I
Mm-hmm.
look back, the pacer was behind 320 pacer. Then I was happy that I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
But after 35, just I'm able to walk only. I got cramps, continuous cramps in my quads and hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, the way now I did three world measures, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel the weather is challenging to me. So I have to change my strategy
Mm-hmm.
for the rest three.
So
I have to
how do you
go.
plan to change the strategy? I mean,
I
see.
have to go early and acclimatize at least a week before.
Okay, okay. So, before we go on to the post-race reflection, we're almost at the end of the show. We wanted to do a rapid fire with all of you, basically, right? So, some questions are going to be to all of you, some questions are going to be to specific people. So, let's do this and see how it goes. Um, and I think this, we're going to start with you, Tamali, again. Given your honesty, one thing you value the most in running.
Peace of mind. That time, me time. At that time, I don't think anything because the heart rate is so high. You don't have the scope of thinking anything else. The weather check, I have to honor this check, whether I have to purchase this much of stuff for this unit. So the heart rate, that peace of mind, that me time.
That me time. Perfect. One
Yes,
thing
yes.
you value the most in running, Vandy?
Discipline it brings. To be nutrition wise discipline, get up time, sleep time, and it brings discipline to life.
Nice.
And any sport does that, but for
Mhm.
me, for us, it is running.
For us, it is running. Perfect. I like that for us. Geetanjali, one thing you value the most in running.
Inspiring runners every day
Hmm. Okay.
by running in the route. There are so many female runners, those who are inspired by us.
And those who inspire us also, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice, very nice. Okay, your now we'll go the other way around. Your most memorable race to date, Geetanjali. It need not be a PB. Something that is something that you cherish. One race that you really cherish of all the races you've run.
uh, 2019 Ladakh Marathon.
Okay, okay. I will consider that as a memorable race if you are able to inspire Tamali to do it. Actually, that's a challenge
Yeah,
given to
so, she will do very soon.
you.
She
She'll do
will
very soon.
do. Yeah.
Tamali, you better start planning your calendar. Geetanjali has accepted the challenge. Okay, Tamali, your Ladakh 2024 notwithstanding your most memorable race till date.
Actually, I started running FM since 2018.
Hmm.
But I never all my timings were 5 plus 5
Yeah.
hour 30 minutes 6 hours.
Hmm.
So after COVID, that time I used to run a lot. So after during the COVID, the marathon which took place was NEB Kolkata.
Okay.
That was in 2021 March.
Right.
There I did my sub 4. So
Okay.
that and the weather condition was not good.
Okay.
Even in fact, a few of the Mumbai runners also went there because that was after 1.5 years any FM taking place. That was
Right.
in
Right.
Kolkata.
Right.
But I was doing heavy mileage without a trainer or something. Everybody was struggling with the weather, but I could do a sub 4. That was my first sub 4. So that race I cherish
You
till
cherish a
now.
lot.
That's my best race.
Lovely, lovely. Vandy, how about you? Your memorable race till date?
Boston, beating the weather, beating the end of the race. I did not. My legs were heavy, but
Mhm.
I felt like I can still run 10 more kilometers. The weather, the
Okay.
crowd. It is like it was the amazing race. I wish I can repeat it again and again there. But yeah, Boston is my favorite race.
Boston. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now again, we're going to start from you. Your favorite pair of shoes to race?
Nike Alpha Fly. I don't experiment there. So
Alpha
Nike.
Fly, which one?
So right now, three right now, the
Three. Three.
prototype which has come, yeah. But
Okay.
if they release another one, I'll buy another one.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. And Geetanjali, your favorite pair of shoes to race on?
Tricky question. Skechers Razor 4.
No, 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 no politically correct answers allowed. No politically correct answers allowed. What comes in
Ah,
the
no.
heart? Okay, I like that. I like that. So can you repeat the name again?
Skechers Razor 4.
Okay, okay. Tamali, how about you? What is your favorite pair?
So my favorite shoe used to be Alpha Fly Next Percentage.
Uh huh.
And when it was like not available, then I had to buy two pairs of Alpha Fly 2.
Right.
But my experience with Alpha Fly 2 was not that much great.
Hmm.
So then just 15 days to go for the London Marathon, I was thinking of wearing a Vaporfly 3 because Alpha Fly 3 was not giving me that much of satisfaction. Suddenly I got a call from a Nike showroom. They are like, they know something, anything new comes, they call. So they said ki we have got a fresh stock of Alpha Fly Next Percentage. That must be pretty old.
Hmm.
You're taking out from your old stock or what? Well,
Hmm.
whatever, maybe it's a new pair of shoes. So I bought one again to Alpha Fly Next Percentage.
Okay.
And yes, so I wrote that.
OGs are always OGs actually. Okay. Okay. So this one's for you, Vandy. Now that you've done your six, which one of the world marathon majors would you love to go back to?
Tokyo, I will love to do that. Perfect weather, perfect organizer. I will do it again.
Tokyo is unfinished business.
Yes, Tokyo is unfinished business.
Okay, so I think the last question in this fascinating discussion, we can go on and on, but then we have time constraints, right? So, and you've been a wonderful panel so far. So, yeah, congratulations, and it's wonderful to have you guys here. What next? Geetanjali, will start with you now.
What next?
In terms
Mine
of
is
a race or in terms of the
uh,
next major running project, what is it?
I'm planning to do New York, but not sure not till now.
Okay,
So I'll do some domestic races.
that we know. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, jokes apart. Okay, New York is the next
Yeah.
major. New York is the next major,
New York.
next world
Yeah,
major that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
targeting. Okay,
yeah.
perfect. And what about you, Tamali? What's next for you, both in terms of
I
a
told you as
WMM? Apart
see,
from Ladakh, what's next?
Ladakh, I'm not doing for sure. So, as far as domestic race is concerned, I have registered for Hyderabad half marathon
Okay.
and registered for Berlin also with active holidays.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay.
Yes, that's all.
So you'll be running the 50th edition of the Berlin Marathon in that case. I mean, you're planning
Yes,
to run it this year, right? In September.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
perfect, perfect.
29th of September.
Interesting, interesting, very interesting. Nice, nice to note that. And well, now that the six star is done, Vandy, what next? Ultras?
Yeah, so initial plan was to do comrades
Okay.
next year, but I'm so close to the target given to me. Being able to run with 315 pacer for quite a time, I want to give myself another chance. I'll do couple of two more marathons and give my best to reach
Okay.
315. Yeah, so let's see, and I will register for comrades for next year. But
Mhm.
before that, I will run two more marathons. Let's see how it goes. And first
Oh,
priority is to get rid of injury. So I'm taking
ah,
4 months of complete off season,
uh-huh,
concentrating on strength.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and get rid of injury at all, and then come back and race wild.
Okay. Project Sub 315 is what is on the top right now, basically. Right. Right.
Yeah, that is everything now.
That is everything now. So happy to hear that actually. So you guys want to show? Wandy showed me the medal. Do you guys have the medals anywhere close to you? Do you want to kind of flash your London Marathon finisher medal so that the audience also gets to know how good it looks? Oh, that's a lovely, beautiful medal actually, right? Pretty big and nice, nice, nice to see that actually. Tamali, do you have your medal with you, or are you at the
I'm
office
not
today?
carrying. I'm in the
Okay.
office.
Right, 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 right. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure that a lot of us, a lot of the people who are going to watch this are going to get inspired to sign up for London. If not in the coming year, the year after that. I'd like to take a moment to thank Arvind, Aditi, and Kartik Nadar, who are my partners in crime in bringing all these wonderful content across to you. Do keep checking our websites. We do a lot of route recce, we do a lot of race recce, we do a lot of race reports, we do a lot of shoe reviews, and we do some wonderfully interesting conversations with some stalwarts like this from time to time. So keep checking us out on social media. We're there on all platforms, and hope you have a wonderful week ahead. The racing season is just starting. The weather this time is pretty bad. So take care of
Yes.
yourself, train smart, and have a wonderful running season ahead. Geeks on Feet
Thank you, Karthik.
have you backed up all along, actually. Thank you, Geetanjali. Thank you, Tamali. And thank you so much, Vandy, for being such a wonderful panel today. Over to
Thank
you,
you,
Aditi.
Karthik. Thank you, Aditi.
Thank you, Kartik. Thank you,
Thank
Aditi.
you.